serious idea for you. You should actually like write a fiction book where that happened. I bet you people would read that. That would be a good book.
How is that even possible?
I'll probably write a song. That's my.
It's like taking the whole Republicans out. It's not possible.
He's about to be on the watch list right now.
No, we have a bipartisan vibe going on right now, and we're obsessing over problems instead of witnessing all the solutions and the numbers and the solidarity that circumvents any need for violence or acts of violence for revolution. Have you been looking at, I know the news isn't reporting San Diego, but have you guys been actually seeing how many people are showing up at these protests in America?
Protests are just protests. They don't lead to true regimes. Look, I'm going to tell you this. The only way the way America was founded and what it is founded on is pure, unadulterated violence. Violence. Blood spilled. People taken over. Land possessed. Will is stealed. That's it. Without violence, or the threat of violence, or the capability of producing that level of violence that could overthrow a government, you have nothing to talk about. Because they're going to respond with violence. They ain't going to respond with signs and march around your parade. Like, that's not the way that fucking works.
Numbers stop the violence.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's the only thing that stops it.
This country is founded on violence, bro. Hostile takeovers.
Bro, why aren't we fighting right now then?
We are. We just shot bombs. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, like,
in this
before
country,
ICE.
we're on alert anyway, guys. I mean, there are some states and things that are on alert. I mean, in this state anyway. I mean, just to be real, we're in one of the most heavily armed populations out here. I tell somebody, if somebody had civil unrest, this may be the last place that you would want to do that. Texas would not be a place that, because the governor would pass a law for all civilians to arm themselves with whatever means is necessary. And there's a gun shop all around.
Civilians are armed in Texas. So it's already armed.
That's what I'm saying. But it would be other things that he would allow us to arm ourselves with and whatever else. It's just that we are very heavily armed here, and somebody that was a foreign invader would meet their Jesus, would meet their God, because they're not going to allow you to just come here and take stuff. This would be the last place in California. They're armed there too, and that's something that I do think about while living here. If America was invaded, I'm glad to live in Texas, because at least I know everybody around me, most people around here anyway, know how to shoot some kind of weapon. My neighbors all know how to shoot a weapon, so we're good.
And that thing will go bang.
How much ammunition do you guys have individually in Texas that's going to hold off the invasion?
I'm sorry?
I mean, how much ammunition do you guys, you gun owners, usually have stored or sitting around on the coffee table? Is it enough?
No, we have a well, I will tell you, some folks and others have cabinets full of ammunition, and you don't have to just have little amounts. You can store it, and that kind of stuff, and people have chests full of that stuff. They don't just have a little bit laying around, because you have the right to store that and protect yourselves. And the state, that's why they encourage people to go to the gun range and stuff here legally, ethically, under the law, and follow the laws. I keep the law right on the back of my door, so when that door swings open, I know before it swings open, I'm looking at those laws. So that is important. But if you had a foreign invader, you would have every right to defend your property at all costs, and the government would allow you to do that, and I would be okay with doing that.
I'm just saying, when you guys do that, you make me think that you have enough ammunition and enough guns to fight off another army. Is that true?
Exactly what I'm trying to say. Because you are portraying America like a third world country. I'm from a third world country. I am from Africa. You see, all these things can happen in a third world country. It can't happen in America. It's not possible. It's not
Brother,
possible.
we're a third world country now. I don't know if you heard that.
There's no amount of weapons you want to have in America as an individual or as a group that you want to topple the government. Maybe you watch too much American movies, that's why.
No, we're not talking about toppling the government. We're saying that there's enough ammunition here in Texas three to four guns per person. If you're in a house and, you know, each adult has 2 guns per person, you know, that could work for what you're trying to defend, because you see what I'm saying? Because if the people around you know how to shoot, you're not shooting by yourself. You're shooting behind cover, and you're shooting to defend what you have. And you have the right to open fire on somebody, especially if it's more than one person. You can get a machine gun. The state would allow you to purchase a machine gun in the threat of invasion. They would allow that kind of stuff. And there's a gun shop that would sell them to me. There you go. So you're good. Buy one. They're legal. Do buy.
Okay, any other gun owners on the stage? Well, I will agree that you guys can hold off.
Absolutely, right here. What's your question?
My question is, how long do you think that you can hold off an invading force from another country?
An invading force from
Yeah, no, I mean, so in fairness, like, you know, in fairness, if a foreign army was coming here, Texas is probably the last state they would go to. They would not.
They're gonna go to a coastal state. They're not gonna just go inland. They're gonna go to a coastal state. But I will say
They're gonna go Oregon, right? They ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, they definitely not going to Florida or Texas. That's
Oh, no.
Why? Well, Florida possibly. Actually, I won't say no to Florida. Florida's a possibility because
No,
it's
I'm
easily
in
accessible.
Oregon.
Even though Texas is heavily armed, that doesn't mean that those, like, y'all can go to the range, but firing under duress is completely different than just being able to not.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear
And I will say this too, and people got to know this, especially gun owners.
Yeah.
They're how to put this with being respectful. I would say 60 to 70% of the people that own guns have never actually discharged it into another person, probably more, right? And there's a barrier that exists if you haven't done it before. Shooting a target, shooting things down range, and actually discharging that with the intent to end life into a human person. Most people hesitate in the moment of truth, and that leads to fucking death. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care how
yeah,
many
but that
people
goes for
die.
police officers. There's plenty of police officers that never had to fire.
Yeah, no, I'm not just saying, I'm not trying to target anybody. I'm just saying in general, this is a fact. For anybody that knows weaponry and have been around guns and have had to do what you need to do, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
There is a barrier that most people can't break when it comes to actually shooting somebody. And I've had friends that were killed by their own gun because they pulled it and didn't finish the job. Like once you up that ante and you put it life or death on the line, because once you pull a gun, it is a life or death situation at that point, right? That is when the rubber meets the road. You get to see who's who.
And you cannot shoot anybody in the back. If they're leaving the premises, you cannot shoot them in the back. If they're closing that gap and they're facing you, you absolutely have to close that gap and you have to shoot them. You cannot hesitate or anything like that kind of stuff, because like my folks told me, get behind something, don't open yourself up, get skinny, stay skinny and shoot. Don't open your body up, and you will have a lot better chance of living than trying to, you know.
To answer Lisa's question, no, Lisa.
Can I
The simple answer
say something?
is hell no.
Yeah,
Can I say something?
No.
that's it. Lisa's question, we was answering Lisa's question. Gemini said hell no, and I said no.
Can I say something?
That's a fact.
Somebody said, can they ask a question? Sure.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah. Owning a weapon is one thing. Knowing how to use it is another thing. Okay, I remember that was the raiding of is it Palestine or something, where Osama bin Laden was killed. And if you noticed, that was during the Obama regime. Special forces were sent there. They were not. That mission wasn't meant for anybody. It was meant for special people. Like in America, you have special agents that are trained to kill. Yeah. You might have the same weapon they have, but you don't have the same mindset they have. That is where it comes to when you have a weapon and you know how to use it and you have the mind to use it. That is another thing. you might hold a weapon and shoot someone, the person is half dead, and you'll be scared and might not want to shoot again. But there are people that are trained for it. That is where special people comes in.
No, I mean, I understand. I'm not saying that you should go out here and, act like, special forces, but when you're in your property, you know the layout of your land or your property. I mean, look, you have, like, one of my friends, he said, look, if I know that there are people trying to surround me, I got to get the high ground. Now I can pick you off in a tree in my yard. He was like, look, that, you know what I mean? And so he designed a little perch or whatever you want to call it. So if something happens, you can get up there, so there are ways for you to defend your property against people who may try to invade what you're trying to do. Am I saying for everybody to do that? No, but you need to know how to shoot a gun, at least basic skills. We learned how to shoot a gun at the age of 12 out here in Texas. At least I did. I don't know about everybody else, but I learned how to do
breaking news, you gun owners. So no one's going to be coming over here anytime soon.
No.
Everyone, welcome to the 420 Lounge. And the title is Trump is the #1 president in the world, because he's finally brokered a ceasefire to a war that he helped start. Now, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great?
Wow.
So what we did, I got breaking news from the best station in the world who's going to break this news to you, and that's Fox. It is the most accurate, it is the most concise, it is the most well-documented news station, I think, on the planet. Most qualified news reporters, just everything, you know what I mean? And all you guys should be getting your news from one source and one source only, and that is Fox News. And then next is Twitter. That's it. You can get your news from nowhere else. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna tell them thumbs down. We're gonna try to get my guest in here. She is back from Gaza, working or volunteering. She can give you the whole, I don't want to misquote her or misqualify her or do any of that, but she is a physician. She's actually specializing in peds. We are going to respect her in this room. She has to download this app, plus she has some duties that she needs to take care of in her home. So she'll be calling from the West Coast to all of us, and so it's still pretty sunny and bright out there, so I'm going to give her grace to get her family together because she's been working all day. So what we're going to do is going to go and listen to fabulous news. Trump announces Iran, Israel have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire. Your president has done it again. Okay? I know, Mr. Wick. I'm sorry we can't bring it to you hot off the goddamn skillet, but some of us were working. Come on up, Robert. And I heard it already. We've heard it already. Some people... Thank you. I need a soundboard. And I was supposed to be getting a mixtape, but I'm not going to say anything. But we're going to listen to this, and we're going to get all the correct information from Fox. Before we do this, before I press play, does anybody else have any breaking news? Because this is about 4 to 5 minutes long. Anybody have any breaking news?
I do.
Before we play? Yes. Okay,
Yeah, okay, I got something for you. I know I heard Brian, actually I don't want to put a name on it, I don't know who said this earlier. I heard a gentleman say earlier that either Iran or Israel had confirmed the ceasefire and that they're going to be compliant, but I just did my due diligence and neither country has confirmed it at all. Their government has not spoke in confirmation, so this is merely Trump saying this and there's no confirmation there at this point.
Isn't that crazy? I was going to say the same thing.
Yep.
I haven't found any of these two countries saying a mumbling fucking word. Seems like they'll be out, especially Israel, because Netanyahu can't stop talking. So now that he got this deal, he must don't like it. He's not saying anything. And I thought Netanyahu said he wasn't going to stop. He wasn't gonna stop.
He was on his
Wasn't
puppy.
gonna
I thought I
stop.
told you.
Can't stop,
Something
won't
ain't
stop.
right. Here we
Wasn't
go
gonna
again.
stop.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
So we got a ceasefire between us and Iran, but that's just us.
Actually, that might have been CEO that said it was confirmed. I don't want to put that on Brian. I think that was CEO that said it.
Right, it was.
And he's still here,
All right.
CEO. Why we can't find nothing on this ceasefire from Iran or from?
CEO, you can't be acting like Trump. I'm sorry, Trump.
He did that on purpose.
Breaking news. I have no proof.
CEO, could you do me a favor, sir, and just cite your source so I can be as enlightened as you on this topic?
I think he's still looking too.
He's still trying to find his own.
Hey, I ain't mad at him. Do we all want to go to war? You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's
but
like-
it's not that we don't want to.
I wish I was wrong.
Know that it's factually based. Like, that's the one thing I like about this room is we cite sources, we have factually based conversations, and we correct each other when we're inaccurate with the details or the information that's being divulged. So I just want to be able to see the source and verify that. So.
And my the 2 cents worth, I continue to repeat this. This mofo lies. And for me, take anything he says with a grain of salt, president or no president. He lies more than he breathes. So him announcing a ceasefire, what's that old Ronald Reagan saying? Trust but verify. And that's sad to say that I need another source besides what the president says to confirm what he says.
I like that, Brian, what you put in the chat, because there was actually that, I don't know if you know, but that was a real story that happened out here in Los Angeles, where a firefighter was setting all these fires and then showing up and getting awards.
Oh yeah, you read it. Yeah.
He was setting all the fires, then he was showing up and getting awards until they charged him like 63 counts of arson. I forget how many counts. It was so many fires he had set, bro. That's a real thing.
Okay, so I'm giving you guys a choice here. We can either hear this complete and total ceasefire agreement from your Vice President J.D. Vance, or we can get it from Brett Hume from Fox. Which do you?
You know, Fox is the most credible news source. They probably had to pay $750 million about lying about the election. They're very credible.
Gross. Yeah, let's hear Vance. I can understand my enemy.
Are you sure? Because the other one is reporting. It's the same guy. What's his name? Brett, whatever his name is. He's doing both of them, but one has the reporter that's standing in Israel tonight, and the other one has J.D. Vance.
Michael says no, Vance. He's eating.
Okay, fine. So let's do this one. All right. The stage and the goo has spoken. Is Michael in the goo?
Yeah, he's in the chat. He's eating.
Tell Michael he can come here and eat on stage. All right, guys. Ping in your friends. I don't see our friends in the room. Ping in your friends. Before we get started, make sure you guys ping in some of your friends. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, let me start it then. Breaking news.
What happened with Ron in the Middle East, and some breaking news coming just now. Joining us this evening, Vice President J.D. Vance. Mr. Vice President.
Oh, so it's the same one.
Just seconds ago, the President went to Truth Social and typed this. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Complete and total ceasefire is what he typed. What does that mean? How did it come about? What's the development?
Connected to Mr. Zynak.
The White House to come over here, so that's good news that the president was able to get that across the finish line. I think what it means, Brett, is quite simple. First of all, the president, without, knock on wood, having a single American casualty, obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. We are now in a place where we weren't a week ago. A week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. Now, Iran is incapable of building a nuclear weapon with the equipment they have because we destroyed it. So that's a very, very big thing. Now, what that means, I think, is we have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds. Because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build a long-term settlement here to where we can have peace in the region, where our regional allies and of course the American people most importantly can be secured, but where we can ensure that the destruction of the Iranian nuclear program that has already happened is not something they try to rebuild.
I want to get to the obliterated part in just a minute, but I just want to read this fully so I get the context.
Yeah.
Here. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point, the ceasefire for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world. He seems confident that this is all coming together.
That's right.
And when you,
Hi, Mr. Wonderful here. You know, I don't waste time, and I definitely don't waste money. I joined Start Engine as a strategic advisor and a shareholder and a paid spokesperson years ago. Because of... Yeah.
and when you left the White House, were you thinking this was all gelling here?
When I left the White House, I thought that we might be able to get it across the finish line before this broadcast, and it looks like the president has been able to do that. I mean, look, he's been working the phones constantly. Frankly, before the 12-day war started, but certainly over the past 12 days, the president's been extremely clear about America's national objective here. It is to create a world where Iran cannot build a nuclear weapon. We, of course, destroyed the nuclear program that they had, and the president told the entire team, we're going to work to make sure that they don't try to rebuild that nuclear capability in the future. And look, this is a great thing. For Israel, think about this. They've accomplished an important military objective. They've helped us destroy the Iranian nuclear program. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war. And I think the president really hit the reset button and said, look, let's actually produce long-term peace for the region. That's always been his goal. I actually think when we look back, we will say the 12-day war was an important reset moment for the entire region.
Would you be surprised if Iran is sending out signals that it doesn't have a specific ceasefire plan? How would the communication have been with the Iranians to get this level of confidence to put out that detailed statement?
Well, one of the things I've learned, Brett, about the Iranians in the past, 4 or 5 months that I've been in this job is what they say publicly and privately can sometimes be very different. I think what the Iranians have shown very clearly is they don't want this war to go on for much longer. Their air defenses have been totally destroyed.
Don't eat breakfast until you learn about caloric bypass. Your breakfast is setting you up for the entire day to either gain weight or lose it. The term breakfast literally
totally destroyed. Their conventional missile program has been largely destroyed, and of course, their nuclear program has been obliterated, as I said before. So I think the Iranians are in a place where they don't want to keep on fighting. You saw the president, and I don't have the truth in front of me, but he talked about the next 6 hours finalizing the attacks. I mean, I think what he's talking about is right now, for the American people watching, it's dark over there. That's typically when the Israelis and the Iranians have been shooting at each other. I think there's some recognition that that might continue for another few hours, and tomorrow really is a new day. The end of the 12-day war, the end of the Iranian nuclear program, and I really do believe the beginning of...
Okay, so, wait, what's going on, you guys? I thought we were having what happened? They can shoot for another 12 hours?
Yeah, Trump said that in the initial statement, yes. Yes.
What's the point
that
of
was
that
said
video? What's the point?
Because basically they had because both sides had operations already in motion, so it's just a realistic way to wind it down. It's just what is the most realistic way.
I think what CEO is saying, so it doesn't look like
Translate.
so it doesn't look like one side breached it immediately after if there was something already in motion, right? So it looked like a breach of the ceasefire. They've given them 12 hours so they can retract their troops or whatever they had going on and then comply.
I don't really think that's it.
That don't, I mean, that's the weird, I don't understand that, so you can get your last killing tonight. And, no, but tonight,
You get a
Like,
free
who let the other
bodies.
person know, like, yo, you can hit me a few more days, for a few more hours, but.
Yeah, go
like,
drop a few
I
bodies.
don't
I'm
know.
sliding right. If I'm them, I'm sliding right now.
Well, look at it like this. Let's say, two people are dating and they're like, we really should be abstinent, but we're both naked in the moment. So they're like, well, let's just knock this out one more time.
That's a horrible analogy.
Now we comparing that shit to sex.
Now we're talking about countries fucking. We are talking about countries fucking.
Baby sex, no.
Oh my god.
okay,
I guess
so
they both
that
got
sounds like some
explosions.
Trump shit right there. Okay, all right. The war is over. Y'all get out there, get your last lick in. It's never mind. That don't make no kind of damn sense.
It's like Purge. Think of Purge. How they give you that night to go ahead and get your shit off, and then the next morning it's back to normal.
That's almost what they're saying. So can I ask CEO, why can't I find anything out of Israel nor Iran about the ceasefire? Anybody
Reuters, yeah, the Iranian officials confirmed it with these Reuters. It's multiple places. I put it in the chat. Yeah,
I was driving. I wasn't checking it out.
Yeah,
So
it's
Reuters
confirmed.
said it. I wonder why.
Sky News said it.
What's up?
Yeah, it's
What, the ceasefire?
yes.
It's not confirmed.
Is it confirmed by Israel or is confirmed by Russia?
It's confirmed by Iran.
What source? Cite your source. I've been looking at
Reuters.
I'm looking too. I'm on Reuters right now.
Reuters. Look
I'm
up.
on there
Look
right
up.
now.
Iran confirmed.
I'm on Reuters right now. Did you find it, Gemini?
Let me know.
No, I'm looking right now though.
So what I'm saying.
Asia, stop laughing because I'm already confused.
All I see for Reuters, the title for Reuters 44 minutes ago is
I
Trump
put the link in the
announced
chat.
Iran-Israel ceasefire.
Somebody
Link in
look
the
at the
chat.
map.
Okay, I did find this. It says the Times of Israel, senior Iranian official confirms Tehran agreeing to ceasefire. So I do see that in the timesofisrael.com.
Oh, but
In your link, it says Trump says.
Come on, you guys, get it right, because we don't want to give all these great nice people.
Yeah, it says Trump
Trump
announced.
says.
Yeah.
Last thing I was interrupted was it was saying that there's words Trump is one announcing a ceasefire, and Reuters did report it, but that's it so far. And that it's Qatar mediating it. So we'll see.
So there is no official confirmation from the government.
No, everything is saying Trump, according to
Yeah,
Trump.
everything I have is also saying Trump as well. Trump said, in every other paragraph.
Let me see what Reuters actually said though, but it's supposed to be a 12. Let me see. Okay, whatever, we'll see.
Okay, so listen to this one.
Sky News, sorry, I put in the wrong thing. Sky News is in the link chat now. It says Iran confirmed.
I'm on Sky News right now as well, but everything that Trump does always got a big ass question mark and in the eye roll, because it said right here, okay, first they gave him 12 hours to keep fighting. And this one from skynews.com as what's the date on here? June 24th, 1:02 UK time.
Fox News also.
Ceasefire has agreed, but I was trying to get something where these.
It says Trump as well, as Trump declares.
According to Donald Trump, the U.S. president made the announcement on Truth Social. Let me find some place where they said it. In a post shared after 1 UK time, Mr. Trump said the first stage of the ceasefire will begin 6 hours later. That's weird. This means both sides could still launch a strike in the meantime.
That's how it
And
goes.
after.
Trump is a fucking dick, bro.
That's how it goes. That's how all ceasefire.
Yeah, so here's the exact quote. A senior Iranian official told Reuters news agency that Tehran has agreed to the ceasefire.
I literally just read that.
Israeli media reports suggest Benjamin Netanyahu was also on board.
It says Israeli media reports suggest Benjamin. It didn't say he wasn't suggest. Benjamin Netanyahu was also on board, provided, you didn't read the whole thing, provided Iran stops firing missiles toward the country. This is some
And they're wrapping it up. Like, why are we
Just wrap that up. Somebody said they tired of hiding that you was CIA.
The level of coping is crazy. The level of coping is crazy. It is a crazy level of coping.
Okay, so CEO, when you guys ask us for proof, you know, it's scrutinized just as much. So why is it wrong for us to go in here and try to verify this and scrutinize it and make sure we're giving them accurate?
It's not wrong at all. So it's not wrong.
No, somebody picked Trent in here. I think he knows something else. Come on, pick
Big Daddy Trent.
and talk about Big Daddy Trump, Lisa. You supposed to take what he says at face value. That says something.
Y'all need to start sucking on the orange pacifier and quit questioning.
Stop playing. Okay, so Trump wrote, quote, officially Iran will start the ceasefire. Wait a minute. Listen to this carefully, you guys. Listen carefully, because this is Trump talk. Trump wrote, quote, officially Iran will start the ceasefire. And upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. I'm not finished, y'all.
I believe that's a crazy shit.
Wait, let's finish out this and see.
Run that back one more time.
Everybody on the same. We ain't even finished with the quote. Okay, y'all listen with your listening ears. This is from Trump. Quote: officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start. And he's got ceasefire in capital letters. Will start the ceasefire. And upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12th-day war will be saluted by the world. And then, quote, on the assumption, and listen to this part, that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina.
This is 80
intelligence is
Lisa, don't you remember? We talked about this an hour ago, right? Joe and I were talking about manifesting, that he basically manifested this, right? And Iran has agreed, right? And the reports are Israel has agreed, so it seems like a successful manifestation.
CEO, what do you say? CEO, hang on a second. CEO, if I could.
Thank you. Can somebody else jump in? Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
So
CEO.
The convict number 1 will fall face first down the stairs.
CEO, so I was just in a whole room. They've got over 100 people. Content with the headline, and of course it's healthy debates with the usual suspects as mods, and they have a whole title saying it is official. Trump is the best president because ceasefire is official. I've scoured all I actually pressed one of the mods and just asked him directly. This guy Marvin, and said, "Well, you're saying it officially."
Point, but the idea that is that they are actually trying to make propaganda, maybe those 3 sides, they are already been clear. So that means they don't have another power. And if they don't have another power, and Trump realized that, so Trump now can play and say, okay, let me bring all of them to agreement. So